Tupa, before we start, I just want to thank you for acting on the note I left upstairs where I asked everyone to take their shoes off on the rug.
God.
And whilst I was at it, I went, everyone put their toilet seat down in every toilet.
Yeah.
And the other one was your bath mat after you shower, hang it up. I went into your room this morning and you hung it up.
You know why? Because when I got out of the shower this morning for radio, there was a cockroach on it and I stepped on it and killed it.
Oh!
And then I had to hang it up.
Hey, you know what?
That's
I don't
why.
care how it gets up there, but I was
No.
pretty happy, thank
But
you.
yeah.
Before we get underway, is there anything you want to focus on today, Coops?
What do you mean? I want to focus on
I don't get before we do the official
no.
welcomes.
I was
is there
going to
any-
say,
What?
let's, because a fix on from last week, what you kept doing, you kept interrupting Jack's stories and he got angry.
Mm.
And it, like people weren't able to tell on the broadcast because we cut around it for production purposes. But
I was trying to engage in
no,
conversation
no,
with him
Cooper's-
on a point.
Coops right, Trish.
But you just don't.
Shut up, man.
We don't want to like if you have a question for Jack or someone, one of us during the story, go, hey, can I ask? But don't just like over the top of him because he doesn't like it.
Or put your hand in the air and we'll choose if we want to go together.
Yeah, I
Is
put
that
my
fair,
hand
Jack?
in the air, right?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Thanks.
Yeah, like this? Is this how you want me to put
That's
it?
crass. That's just crass.
Anyway, welcome back to another week of the podcast. I'm sitting in the leader's chair today,
Yeah,
so
how
I'll
come you're starting up?
well, we're all interchangeable.
We are.
There's four of us.
Oh,
we
that's
rotate.
funny.
Share the duties.
We share the love. Yeah, welcome back to another week of the pod. Lots has happened this week in the family. Trish, Matthew, Jack, welcome.
Jack's on production duties.
Yeah, Jack's not on camera today, but Jack's feeling good. Feeling good, Jack? Jack?
Yeah, I'm here.
He was
Sorry.
just worried about jumping in case Trish jumped over the top
Yeah,
of
I
him.
was just concerned.
Just your feedback. Just a big thank you to all the listeners and also the people who watch us through YouTube. You know, we really appreciate it. And if you have got some feedback, please get in touch. Doesn't matter what it is. Probably just be careful with Trish. She gets a little sensitive sometimes.
Yeah.
If I hear one more person call my wife a witch, honestly, I'm going to hit the roof.
Yeah. And my mum. A lot of feedback that we get during the week, Matthew. Can we quickly just get an update? Obviously, Ricky Stewart never replied to my text. Did Madge ever get back to you about the text?
It was text like, mate, gotcha, bro, gotcha. I've got it here.
Yeah, but then didn't that night they went on to lose?
Oh, really?
No, well, they did that week. But if I can just carry on.
Yeah, we'll carry it. Well, while you're getting that, we've got an introductory question for this week. An Olympic sport that you think you wouldn't come last in. Have you ever prepared one of these? Trish, have you got one of these?
Yes, I went breakdancing purely because I thought maybe interpretive dance might be my thing. And since that's not an event, breakdancing would be the closest thing.
Well, I don't think breakdancing's in the next Olympics.
I know.
They took it out because of the whole ray gun situation, I believe.
Yeah, it's been
I
eliminated.
believe.
Yeah.
The feedback from Madge was,
Yep.
oh my God, I can't. I get it. It was, agree, Maddie. I always appreciate your thoughts, mate. So please don't hold back if you sense anything. Oh, poor Madge.
Did you tell him it was a joke afterwards?
I think he knew how, surely.
Not yet.
I reckon you
I hope he does think it's a joke.
You would have. What was your
Olympic
one?
sport, I've gone, look, it's something that I know we've been training for all our lives, and that's walking. I just look at walking sometimes as far in an event. Like the 400-metre hurdles would be, God, that would stink. That's the toughest event, in my opinion, as opposed to going for a gentle walk.
But Matt, you've got to do the
But that's
bum cheek thing.
a
I don't
power
think you'd
walk.
be good at that.
No, both feet have to be on the ground the whole time. That's why they go toes to
Yeah,
heel.
but that's
toes
why
to
they
heel.
look like they're doing the Kell day night
Yeah,
walk.
Kell night.
Well,
yeah.
it's not the Kell Day night. Kell night is power walking. It's not renowned as his walk, right?
No, but it looks like that, right?
It
Looks like
yeah.
you got a bit of chewing gum stuck between your arse cheeks.
Yeah. Oh, Trish, wow.
But it does though.
Yeah, it does. But walking, I'd go walking.
Yeah. You love walking too. You're good. Jack?
I had archery, Coop.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm a big fan of, I just like the accuracy of it all. I find it, that and the gunslingers are very good in the last Olympics, but I think the archery just takes a bit more skill.
Gunslingers,
Yeah.
is that like they throw the thing
you're
in
talking
the air?
about the clay pigeon.
No, you know the guy,
Shooting?
the Turkish bloke that had the just his glasses and he came second.
That's
wasn't
right. With a hand, they've got like a hand pistol kind of thing,
yeah.
and they shoot. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, what were they aiming at there though?
No, it's like same as like a board, similar to the archery. Except I just think the archery just got a bit more because you got to measure the power of it all. I think you got to. Trish, great to see you held back there for a second. I know
Thank you.
Yeah, well done.
Did you have a
I
question?
have a question for you,
Oh,
Jack.
yeah, of course.
Have you ever done or tried archery?
At a school camp, we did archery. Yeah, we did, and it's a lot. It's actually as more physical than you'd think. Pulling those bows back are very. It's just takes a lot of effort to string it back, especially those compound bows they've got. The ones
It's
they
been
use.
hard. Like Robin Hood.
I tried once.
Robin Hood
Hopeless.
to be able to shoot with accuracy and reload and kill like multiple people within a fight.
I don't think that theirs were so.
Like Robin Hood.
And a
Articulate
shout out
back in the day.
for Jack, a shout out, family to family to Mr. Mitchell, who Jack unfortunately that day put an arrow straight through his head. So, but hey, rest in peace, Mr. Mitchell.
And I had table tennis. I think.
Have you seen that?
Yeah. But like,
speed.
I'm not winning it. I've just said I would not come last in it. We had a table tennis competition back in 2020 in COVID, and I came 5th.
It's a great game, table tennis. Underrated.
Is pickleball coming in for Brisbane?
I don't know. 2032.
Oh, it's a long way off.
It's a long way away. Are you excited for 2032 Brisbane?
Not even a fraction.
Not at all. Why?
What, so far off?
You could surely, Cobber, there's too many over the net sports. Like they got volleyball, badminton's there, isn't it?
Badminton.
Then you got tennis.
Yeah.
Awesome sport.
But like, does pickleball? Do they need a medium in there somewhere?
Squash, although it's not over a net, but in essence a line.
I don't know if squash is in it.
Yeah, squash is an Olympic sport.
In 2032,
Is it?
it's in the Olympics.
I don't know. I'm not sure if it's going to be in 2032. If it is, I will be excited.
Well, you know what else I read during the week? 2032, they're doing the rowing in Fitzroy River in Rockhampton, which is riddled with saltwater crocodiles.
I heard that.
Yeah. So they've got to be like, apparently they're just going to have a bloke out there obviously scaring away the saltwater crocs, but surely that's dangerous.
Is this going to be similar to the situation in Paris where they were trying to clean up the
Seine.
the Seine, and they didn't. Everyone come out with pink eye, didn't they?
Yeah, they got
It
quite
is.
sick.
It was insane.
But
having it there.
the difference between that and this is you could die.
Yeah, it'd be
Saltwater
like,
croc.
okay, the Russian team's coming up. Just drill a hole in that boat.
Yeah. So that's yeah.
That's not very nice.
But they reckon one of my mates lives up there, and he said like they'll be on the water quite often, and the saltwater crocs don't really come to them. Like
a saltwater croc's not.
You got to bang on the side of the boat. If you bang on the side of the boat, they won't come near the boat.
Is that
like the
right?
Sonic.
Because that's what they do with snakes. If you're walking through the bush,
Stomp.
you stomp so the snakes know you're coming. Snakes only attack when they feel threatened. Of
course.
If they know you're coming, they'll go away. They're more scared of us than we are.
Well, the only one that isn't is the tiger snake.
Yeah, and
Tiger snake it'll cross a river to get to you.
Really?
Really?
What-
Yep.
And what's it going to do to you when it gets you?
Oh, maybe shake hands. I'd say bite you.
yeah, it's not. Yeah,
I don't know anything about a tiger snake. Where are they?
They don't have hands.
Where are they from?
Tiger snakes are native to Australia.
Australia.
Really?
Yeah,
I've never heard that. Even
I've never heard of a tiger
No,
snake.
no.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, did you make that up? Because I was thinking a cobra. You know how it performs and it bats itself up and
certain.
expands its
yeah,
neck.
King Cobra.
Yeah, and I was thinking, well,
I have-
what's
I might have-
particular about a tiger
Are you,
snake?
are you
that
thinking
would
like
come and
a
hunt you?
brown snake, Cobber?
No,
or-
tiger snake. There we go. Tiger snake native
Talk
to
it.
Australia, Southern Australia.
Okay.
There we go.
Will it chase you? Does it say?
Let me just have a look. Blah blah blah. Aggressive, will chase you, and when it
Did you make that up?
No. It says it is one of the most, although not one of the most venomous snakes in the world. It is close to the most aggressive and will follow you.
Okay, and where do we find them in Australia? Do we
Southern Australia, so be places I would say South Australia. Given it's Southern Australia, there's a lot in Tasmania. So South Australia,
know?
Tasmania.
Victoria would
So
assume then.
These got snakes that south. I thought it would have been too cold for them down there.
Don't I?
Wow, the more you know.
Oh, we love to
we're
educate
jumpers.
people.
We do. Look, before we get into some personal stories of the week, some big issues that's happened during the week. Friend of the podcast, Daly Cherry Evans, told the Manly Seagulls he will not. He's either going to retire or he's going to play on. But if he does play on, he will not be at Manly 2026. What are our thoughts on it?
Has he won a premiership at Manly?
First
He
season.
did. Was
First
that with
year.
Desi?
2011.
2011.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on it all, Matthew?
From Manly's side, it's insane. What they were doing, they were playing poker. They called bluff, and he just said, I'm out. And it shows the desperation, the urgency and the desperation they have shown then to counter and give him a bigger offer. They must be sitting there thinking, guys, you could have tied this up at the end of last year. But what you did, you gambled. You said to him, well, we're not going to offer you anything yet. Let's just see if you get any other offers.
Yeah.
Of course he was going to get other offers because elite halfbacks are as rare as diamonds.
Yeah.
And now this is what's happened at the moment. I don't know I know what happens with Daly. Daly's a pro. He gets on for the rest of this year and tries to win the competition as a last hurrah at Manly. Then he'll field offers and go to another club.
Absolutely.
What do Manly do? Manly, given the fact that halfbacks are so rare, they've got young guys coming through. They're young guys. There's no guarantee, and they're going to need a mile of experience. It's an insane set of circumstances that Manly have led themselves into.
Do we dare speculate where we think he might go? I have a theory.
Oh, go, Dave, hit us with it.
I think that he'll end up at the Dolphins or the Titans.
Wow. So the two favourites that everyone speculated.
Oh, is everyone else speculating that too?
Wow, geez, that's some theory, Albert Einstein.
Well, Daly, Cherry Evans are two families which were, I'd say, the best footballers come out of that Redcliffe area.
Yep.
His junior club was Redcliffe. All the romance points towards him returning to Redcliffe, and he would be a fantastic mentor for the young Isaiah Katoa, the halfback there at the moment. However, you've got the Des factor.
Yeah, Des Troy. I will say as well, this isn't the first time that Manly's made this sort of mistake with another halfback where they played it too cool come contract negotiations time, and he's just said, you know what, screw yous, I'll retire anyway.
Cusp. No, he went to Wigan.
No, but you might be getting
That's what I did. I'm actually, you know what, while we're on the potty, I want to put those rumours to bed because when this news came out, and I'm not even taking the piss here, the amount of Manly fans that got in contact with me saying, you got to come back, brother.
Oh, God,
they may have been joking. I took it serious.
They were joking.
I hope they're not. I'm pretty sure they're being serious. I want to put the rumours to bed. I won't be coming back. I haven't I haven't spoke to Siebes or Mezzi yet about if they want to bring me back.
Yeah.
Yet, obviously, I'd be open to a conversation about it, but I wouldn't.
You'd want the big dollars, babe.
I'll just say this: the amount of bad decisions they've made of late, maybe we'll get a call.
Okay.
Okay, Trish, you said Titans and Redcliffe. Does everyone else want to put throw the hat in the ring with a little smoky?
Jack's got a smoky.
Well, yeah, I've got a South Sydney possible smoky, just with the injuries they've had and what's going on with the negotiations with the halves and the fact that Jamie Humphries is only in the early parts of his career. But I think that the Titans are in the box seat, but I think it's more so on them. Them and the Dolphins, but Titans are in a good space with Des, although the situation with the backflip a few years ago might come back to bite.
You reckon there's still scar tissue? You reckon there's still scar tissue with the backflip?
They're professionals.
He's a very different person and player than he was all that time ago.
Yeah.
You're looking back now, he's a young guy.
But I'm all mean from the Gold Coast perspective. Do you think they're still bitter?
No.
You know, well, Trish should know.
Given their years of success, they've moved on. I think Redcliffe apparently, or the Dolphins, my understanding, have made the biggest offer.
Yeah,
the Dolphins have.
It's theirs to lose.
Oh, so they've made one.
By old reports, I'd heard about a week or so ago that they'd lobbied an offer.
Wow.
They've got to be.
I mean, he can't retire. He's playing too well. His body's fit.
Well, they say to retire, it's better to retire a year early than a year too late. Look at Cameron Smith. He won the comp. He was still probably at the peak of his game.
How old was he?
36, similar to.
And what's Daly's?
Ches is about the same, yeah. And then he said, "Oh no, well I'm going to retire at the top."
Different positions too, though, as well. Cameron played in the middle for 80 minutes.
It's true.
Hey, it's the same principle, though. You know what I'm saying? Do you think he'll play Origin this year? It's not. It is.
No,
well, I think he will.
I don't think he will.
Why wouldn't he?
I think that
What you think personally from his perspective?
I think majority energy this year is going to be geared towards grabbing the last premiership with Manly.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's big news.
That's
for Manly.
my prediction. That's my prediction.
I think him and Katoa would be a good combo. Like, although they've started the year with 3-0, the Dolphins, I must say Katoa's been probably their best player in these 3 rounds. Like, he's had a few try assists, and every time he gets the ball, he still seems to still look pretty dangerous.
Class.
I've got a couple of little social media comments that I picked up on that tickled my fancy.
From what?
About once it was released that Daly was not going to sign.
Oh, yeah, you go.
This one particularly really tickled me. This one. Someone tell the Turbo's old man to get the oysters and the wine ready. We need a halfback.
Big John.
Yeah.
Why did that one tickle your fancy so much?
Well, obviously, they want them to produce
Yeah.
a half
Oh, the
That's
wine
right.
and the
and
oysters.
the oysters, yeah, because
Oh.
obviously they've got Jake, they've got Tom, and they've got Ben.
And
Yes.
aphrodisiac.
And let's not,
You get it?
I didn't realize it was like a lovemaking thing. I thought it was
I
like,
thought that was
and let's
cute.
be respectful. Think about Mama Trbojevic as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
obviously.
it takes two to tango.
Of
It does.
course.
But also, Trish, good job. That was a good one. I
Thank
like that.
you.
I think Cooper was the one that sort of come off as a bit of a dum-dum there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did they go over my head? It's been a long day. I've had
Yeah.
I've had a lot of work this week, so
And the second one I liked was he's off to the Roosters for $100,000 plus 1.5 mil in third-party payments.
Oh,
Wow.
she's having a shot at
Jeez.
Nick.
That I'm not. It's whoever posted.
you didn't have to pick that.
Trish, third parties
I
are
liked
completely legal, Trish.
I know they're completely legal.
Just some clubs are better at them than others.
I can
That's
imagine Nick
exactly
Politis here in
right.
that Cooper and just smashing
He would-
a can of Solo and just going,
Why
Solo.
I don't know,
Why did Sully come down?
slam it down hard.
Is he a soft? Does he drink alcohol?
Solo man.
Yeah, he's a red wine man, Nick.
Red wine.
Like
man.
myself.
Just on, I've been following this closely. I don't know if I mentioned this to you. This is a story that sort of sparked my interest. Do you know how in like the war in Ukraine that the Russians have engaged the North Korean army? Remember the North Korean soldiers have come in and fought for Russia?
Yeah.
They said that they're having a terrible time because they had no idea about modern warfare. But more than that, it's the first time that they've had internet. They said that most of the soldiers are addicted to pornography.
Oh, what?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because
You
they've
know,
never.
they're just human.
So they've
right?
never seen it before. Like they would have never
In
had
North-
that sort of access.
North Korea, they don't have the internet. It doesn't exist there.
I thought there was internet,
wonder what
but
they're-
it was very
Highly restricted.
Highly restricted, and it was all of their propaganda that they wanted them to believe.
Yeah, but I suppose they wouldn't be able to access some of those websites. It'd
No,
be like,
no,
it'd be like when you're
absolutely.
on.
It's highly regulated.
It'd be like when you're at you use like a company's Wi-Fi and they
right.
have blockers on those sorts of websites.
Yeah.
I don't know if-
Strange
So I think that they
addictions.
have internet. That's
Strange
my point.
addictions, guys. Strange addictions. Not that this is a strange addiction. This is a
in
very
our-
common addiction
in our family.
in our family. Trish, I'll put
what?
Trish up.
What?
Trish had an addiction to, wait for this, Crash Bandicoot, a
video
Nintendo
game.
game.
Before I had you boys, yeah, I did.
Even during Jack, remember even when we were young and we had the games, Trish was playing it heaps.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
I remember. No, I remember.
That was SingStar.
I remember the PlayStation 2 days. I was playing me Ratchet and Clank, and you'd almost boot me off to play Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
I had to actually throw it out.
Yeah, she
because,
said, Matt, take it somewhere and just throw it in the ocean.
What is it about
because
that
I
animal?
was dreaming it. I was playing it in my dreams.
See, Tetris can do that.
You know what, Jack?
I'd-
I reckon Jack gets that from you because Jack's been addicted to a lot of video games as well.
Yeah.
Like Ratchet and Clank, you were addicted to.
Yeah. Well, how old was I then?
Yeah. 21.
Yeah, but even like as of late, you've been jamming the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, I did it because we were on the way to Vegas, and there's no offline games that are good on the iPhone. So you know what? Smart decision
Yeah,
by
that
me.
was a smart
I
decision.
downloaded I got the old Nintendo Switch out and played it on the plane.
Addiction.
Genius.
Okay,
It's an
another
addiction.
weird addiction. Then bringing Jack's missus into this.
Oh, geez.
What?
She plays Sims. Now, you guys ever heard what Sims
Sims?
is? Basically, it is a game where you just create your own life. So it's basically you live in a simulation. And I walked in on the other day. She was playing it on a
Oh,
laptop.
that's cute.
Is that correct? Like sort of.
that
is she
is
not
correct.
liking this life?
It was one of her favorite games growing up.
Oh, cute.
I saw it the other day. She said that she's brutally murdered people that could be her future in-laws.
Yes.
Oh, do you
Basically.
know, I had a friend who would play
Murdered
this
a family.
game. I think it was on her phone, where you'd bake things and go and gather the vegetables from the
wow.
garden and
Sounds
stuff.
awesome.
What's he just cooking?
Yeah,
sounds-
yeah. And then you'd go to market and you'd trade them for other foods and things.
Oh, wow. That
it was
sounds
quite
awesome.
cute. It was like back to ye old days.
Yeah, sure is.
Sure.
I'll just stick
Life
to
of
I'll just
simplicity.
stick
I
I'll
like
stick
it.
to Pong if you
Yeah.
don't mind.
What about your strange addictions, Cobber?
Yeah.
Yeah.
do we have-
I-
do we
What are
have-
yours,
How
man?
much time we got on the footy?
Well, I had a huge addiction to Sizzler, particularly Sizzler cheese bread. I'd go
my
there, the
God.
same hibachi chicken
Hibachi
with the
chicken.
shrimp fry, the extra Thousand Islands dressing on the side, extra cheese toast, and I said dip the cheese toast into the Thousand Island dressing.
Oh, that's revolting.
Yeah.
You've
It
also,
was
I reckon,
awesome.
you've also got to
Thousand
addicted to referencing Sizzler because I reckon on every show you do, SEN, the Fox shows, whenever you have a go-to reference for something, it's always Sizzler.
It
Do you
was
know
a
what? I
great
think it
reference.
was
It's like
a very happy time in his life.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
When was the happiest? Do you reckon you've ever been in your life? Have you ever been like Happy?
Truly happy.
I'd say the happiest I ever was in my life was from those years from 97 into 99. Which is true.
What a coincidence that it ended the year Cooper was born.
No. Cooper's was all-encompassing. Those years where you boys were born, you just like not to get emotional here, it's that estrogen happening. But until you have children, you actually look down and you do not realise what it is. Like people say all the time, mate, it's the best thing that'll happen to you. You hear it so much, you don't believe it. Trust me, it is.
Wow.
Okay, now that we're talking about your estrogen, Matt, can I just point out one thing?
Yes.
This has been one of the highlights of my week. So on your Sunday night show, Fletch did a little face tune thing with you and turned you into a girl. He turned all of you, Hindy, Fletch, and yourself into girls. With pride, I say you were the prettiest.
Wow.
Well,
You were the prettiest.
But
Hindy, unfortunate woman.
To be fair, you could have. It's an unfortunate bunch to be called prettiest amongst. Like they're both not.
Fletch was pretty reasonable.
Yeah,
I thought he looked
Fletch
good.
was pretty
But
decent.
Dad has more feminine features that would translate over
He
easily.
absolutely does.
Well,
and we know this because many years ago, I don't even know if we were married. Remember when you were doing some take off of the NBN Newcastle News?
Oh, yeah.
And we dressed you up as with a wig, makeup. He had one of my shirts on with some oranges in his breast area. And I was so annoyed because he was far prettier than me.
I went out that night and I got railed 5 times.
Stop that.
True. But when I saw myself, I went home like I felt like James Gum, like Buffalo Bill. I thought, yeah, wow, okay. And that night when Trish and I made love, it was literally, I felt like Sam Rockwell because I was
about to say.
felt like I was imagining I was having sex with myself.
Is that
and it was turning me on.
Now, you used the word pegging the other day when you were
When I was talking to you quietly, yes. When I was begging you.
Behind closed doors.
You were
Talking
talking
of strange
to
addictions.
Cooper on
Radio.
Kyle and Jackie O. Now, what is pegging exactly? Because the censor beeped you out. Because
Okay.
I've had people asking me.
Okay.
Do you reckon we don't need to go into detail?
Oh, look, I'll keep it above board
Now,
here.
is it a strap on for a man?
Okay. Okay. What the woman does, the woman straps on a dildo, and what she does is she has sex with the man, as in penetrative sex in the anus.
Yes, I got that bit.
Sorry,
thanks.
that's where it's going on. It's a pretty big go at the moment. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Well.
After Sam Rockwell.
Yes. Well. Yeah. After the railings, that was. It's still the talk. It's still the buzz.
Yeah, it is.
In how would you know it's still the buzz? Because you guys don't get out. You guys only talk to each other. Where on earth would you know it's the buzz? What's the buzz?
What do you mean? No.
What's the buzz?
Buzz Rothfield. That was a joke.
Got it. Okay.
Which one was railed? But,
Okay.
Buzz it no.
I put your image up on my Instagram during the week. I got some very, very interesting comments.
Oh, geez,
like, Matt is a chickie. So, I mean, the big one was, you look like Meghan Markle, and you do, because when I first saw it, that was I didn't recognise it as you.
So it was Meghan Markle?
I thought it was Meghan Markle.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah. Alanis Morissette was also thrown in there, and I can see that. There was a lot of interest in you from blokes, like a little bit too much, maybe.
Okay, got their numbers?
Well, Barjar said he'd 100% go there.
His name was Barjar?
Yeah, well, that's his username. Someone else said that, strangely, you look better as a woman and you should consider transitioning.
Yeah, I don't know.
And lastly,
all the graphics are done for the show Late Night with Maddie Johnson.
Yeah, it'd be hard to.
Matisse.
No, it'd be Maddie, Madi.
Oh.
Well done, Coops.
Oh, yeah, easy. And the last one, a follower pointed out that you'd have the right hands to be a woman.
Yeah. And the right shoes.
Yeah.
You Shoe size.
By the way, sorry, back to Jack. Did you have anything from your week before I...
No, I'll let you go there. I think Sims probably topped it off.
Yeah, sweet, perfect. I went to Rosehill Racecourse for the first time ever on the weekend.
Oh, have you not been there?
Never been there. Just wanted to give it a wrap.
It's a long way
I loved
out,
it. Yeah,
but it is nice.
Yeah, no, I felt like I was ages away. I was nearly halfway to Melbourne, but I don't think I've ever really been to Randwick in Sydney. Rosehill's great track. Very old. It's very old school.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, but I'm surprised they don't do more meets out there.
Do they not? I think since they did up Randwick,
Not big race meets like the Golden Slipper they did out there, obviously, but it was a bloody great.
The Golden Eagle and the Everest and all that are at Randwick. They've really spent their money on Randwick. In fact, I believe they're selling Rosehill.
No, they're talking about
selling Rosehill,
but there has to be a vote on it.
They would
it's
look
not wanted to be
probably
sold.
it's in that prime area around Parramatta, which is just boom through the roof. And I think if they do that, they're looking to upgrade either Canterbury or Warwick Farm.
No, I don't think that they will sell. I don't think that they'll sell it, but they're talking about a lot of money to actually do it up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what they're ideally after.
Our year 2000, we went out there for the Golden Slipper.
We did.
And of course, we ended up locking horns with, there was Tom Rodonicus,
Singo?
Bob Hawke, Singo, and Kamal.
Yes, it was a big day.
It was a...
Was that at Rosehill? I thought I've heard that story before. I thought that was at Newcastle.
No, because it was a Golden Slipper.
And didn't somebody have Kamal in a headlock or something?
BK.
Yeah.
Ben Kennedy had Kamal and Bob Hawke, both of them in a headlock. Because the thing that won, Singo tipped us at the start of the day. We arrived and he said, do us a favour, got it back, Belle de Jour. I had a look, 14-1. And I went, no. It jumped, wait for this, 5 lengths last.
Oh, don't tell
Then
me.
got the run of its life on the inside and won.
Who was the jockey?
Oh,
you don't recall?
I'll think of it shortly. But he said to Singo after the race, Singo, it was like an act of God. He said the whole field just shifted out and I just went straight through and won.
Yeah.
And Singo shouted the whole race course.
Your brother was out. Your brother was out of the races as well.
Yeah.
Was he?
Andrew Johns. He was out there with Kate. Yeah.
How is he?
He was good. Didn't see much of him. Saw him at the start of the day and then didn't see him after that.
Probably best.
Was he having a few beers?
He had a few. He did have a few. You know what? I heard a funny story about him during the week as well. So last week, Thursday night, Storm versus Penrith, right? Down at Amy Park. It was a grand final rematch.
Yeah.
And Harry Grant, Joey must have gone down to commentate, and Harry Grant and Tyron Wishart rang me before the game, literally as they pulled into the thing and said, I just saw Joey. And I said, what was he doing? He said, we pulled into the car park to use our swipe pass to get into the boom gate. And there was a taxi there and it was trying to do a 3-point turn, but it was like banked us all up. And you could see he was in there arguing with the passenger in the back seat. And Harry was like, what's going on here? Anyway, you reckon Joey comes out of the back of the taxi and him and the taxi driver are getting into it, like fully arguing. And Harry was like, oh, what's going on? And then Joey was going, mate, he won't take my cab charge. He won't take my cab charge. And the taxi man was going, it's not working. It's not working, the cab charge. And he said, so why is the cab charge not working my fault? And then he was going, because you need to pay for it. You need to pay for it. And then apparently Harry was going, it's all right, Joey, I'll pay for it. And he goes, it's not about the money, Harry. It's not about the money.
And yet clearly it is.
Yeah. And then he goes, apparently when the taxi driver drove off and Harry was like, oh, you're right. And he goes, mate, he goes, Joey, just completely lying through his teeth. He goes, that bloke's so lucky. 2 more minutes of arguing, I would have given him the Cessnock slam.
Oh, mate, if you ever seen Joey fight, honestly, it would have been brilliant entertainment seeing this taxi driver just pin an immortal to the ground and beat the shit out of him. Hey, just a shout out. It received sort of mixed reviews the first week, but I watched it again last night. It is sensational. Sam Pang Tonight.
Yeah, I like
honestly,
it.
people on Channel 10, watch it. It is really, really good. I've sat and watched it 2 or 3 times. There's some moments in it that was, mate, I was crying.
It's good.
Honestly,
it's
I recommend
really
it. People watch it.
I really like him.
wanna
He's just
give it
got a great manner.
I do like him. I want to give it a watch. I've heard some mixed stuff, but I want to give it a watch.
It's a dry humour.
Did you watch the first one, Matt?
Yeah, I did.
And you liked it?
I thought it was hilarious.
See, I didn't watch the first one.
And like there were some awkward moments. There were some pauses. I mean, it's a brand new show.
Yeah.
And it's the first time he's hosted his own show.
It's part of it.
And the second one was fantastic. And he's just got that likability about him. But it's a dry humour. It's an unusual humour, but honestly, I loved it. It was fantastic.
Is he single, Sampang Cobber?
He was married or had a partner.
Hey, mate, he's got quite the female following.
Oh, absolutely,
listeners.
and I see why.
Yeah, I've heard. My godmother Jackie, she's got a real thing for him. She's always said, if you ever run into him, just suss him out for me. So
He's quite charming.
You know who's got quite a female audience, probably the same demographic as Sam Pang?
Who?
Matty Johns. You do.
They're a bit older, his audience, Kilber.
Yeah. Don't you reckon that? Have you ever noticed that?
Yes.
Yeah, I've put you in an awkward position.
I don't notice. Actually, a girlfriend of mine commented were on a boat with them some time ago, and she commented. She said, "You never get jealous," and I go, "No, I don't. It's just not. I'm not watching you."
No.
And I just don't get jealous.
Yeah, you save that jealousy for behind closed doors.
Here's a question completely out of the blue. When you have sex, you ever thought about someone else? Because I haven't. Have I said something?
Okay, the fact that you brought that up completely out of the blue and you haven't makes it seem like maybe you have.
No. I've oftentimes thought it. I thought to myself, wow, I wonder.
What, you're sitting there going, I wonder if other people think about someone else.
I was sitting the other day thinking about.
Who would you think about hypothetically?
Sampang.
Oh, all things are leading.
Yes.
Awesome stuff from you.
Yes.
Is it time for film, fame and vinyl?
It is time for film, fame and vinyl. And today we're going to focus on the career of Leonardo DiCaprio. I saw him the other day hop out of a car in New York City, and there was a big crowd there just hammering him, booing him.
Really?
What about?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's got something to do with the Diddy stuff or what. I don't know.
There's been a bit of speculation about that, but there also he's got a weird track record lately. Remember was it December last year when he was going through, came out of Suva in Fiji, and they were doing the hymns.
That's right.
And he was being quite rude and putting his head down, put a hoodie on, and just try to get out of there. And he got a bit. I know he got a bit of flack for that.
The old fake phone call.
Yeah. Well, what about the one where recently he? This was going to be a celebration. It's going the other way. But the stuff that really shits me was the stuff he blew up at the Western Australian mine, like going, mate, it's the
He's
government.
A real greenie.
You're going. He flies around the world in a Learjet, and has got these mega yachts, and you're going, geez, mate, you're a pretty ordinary greenie.
Yeah. And he keeps dating like
he's dating women in their 20s, right?
Young.
At the end, but
yeah,
you
but
know
how
what?
old's he? He's 50.
He looks like a little boy.
Trish, when you have
good.
when you have talent, you whatever age you want.
No, he's not an attractive man.
Saw him with his shirt off the other day. He's got little titties.
Yeah, he's got boobs.
I just want to suck him.
Can I just quickly say as well? I'm an Aussie actor. Shout out to him. We met out at Rosehill Racecourse. Luke Bracey. He was in the remake of Point Break, and he was in that new Elvis movie as well with
right.
I think we
Austin Butler.
We saw him with Nades one day down at Manly.
You would. He said that he went to university with Jarchi, friend of the potty, the Hello Sport boys,
and the Batuta
boys. He was a terrific fella. Something in the water down
That's
that
how
orange.
we did meet him that day.
Yeah.
That's right, because all the Batuta boys and that were there, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yes.
They were for a bucks, I think. It looked like a big
They were
afternoon.
heading out in a boat.
Yeah. Well, I met his old man, and it might have been his uncle or one of his old man's mates, that they used to have something to do. They'd said they'd met Jack before when Jack used to play for the Peninsula Seagulls, coached by Craig Gower.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I don't know if you have any memory of that, Jack, but...
Possibly.
Because I ran into one of the Hemsworths one day. It's one of the... I'm trying to which one it was. No, it wasn't Luke. It was
Where were we?
I think he's the oldest. I think he's not an actor.
Was this in Byron? At
Yes.
that Italian restaurant?
Yes.
And you walked over, and I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to think he was a different one of the Hemsworths because it wasn't any that I recognised.
So it wasn't Chris, Liam, or Luke.
There's another brother. But he said, he said one day me and Liam were at Fitness First at DY and you were training next to us. And I thought, right.
And is that it?
That was it.
Because does Luke live somewhere near us?
I don't know. Remember we saw him and Chris surfing out the front that day?
Yeah, that's
but
right.
I don't know.
They were going to do tow-in with Tommy Carroll.
Yeah. They were doing filming for that series Chris Hemsworth does.
Could we
the breathing?
If they were next to you in a machine cobber doing any exercise or fitness first, what do you reckon you were doing?
Hamstring curl. Now, Leonardo DiCaprio and Paul Thomas Anderson, just letting people know, they've collaborated in a film called One Battle After Another, which is coming out very soon. It's tipping that it will win Academy Awards.
Is it a war movie?
I don't know. I don't think it is, Trish. But Paul Thomas Anderson, he made Punch Drunk Love, Boogie Nights, There Will Be Blood, Magnolia. Very, very good. Known for his quirky style of humour. Question, on Leonardo DiCaprio. If you had an opportunity for a night out with Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, or Jamie Foxx, Jack, which one would you pick?
Yeah, that is tough. See, Leo seems like he's a bit too cool for me. Jamie Foxx is a pretty cool dude too.
I don't reckon you and Leo get along.
No, I don't think so. Jack's got too much integrity.
Yeah,
you and Leo would get on.
Me and him would be able to house on fire.
I'm too old. He wouldn't even be seen with me.
Yeah, definitely
I
not.
reckon Jamie Foxx would go all right.
Yeah, or Brad.
Brad Pitt.
I like Brad
He's a
Pitt.
pretty cool dude. He's got some cool movies.
I think Jamie Foxx would be easy to get along with.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah,
It would
I'd
be.
just ask him about Fight Club or Brad Pitt, I reckon.
Oh,
Just tell me stories.
stories. What a body.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx or Brad Pitt.
Gold, silver, and bronze as far as Leonardo DiCaprio movies, and this was really difficult. Yeah, like he's been in a lot of blockbusters.
Yeah.
Bronze for me is Catch Me If You Can. That's a great movie.
That's old now.
Yeah.
Are we all doing our bronze?
Yeah, yep. Do you want to do?
Yeah, I got one as well. I did one. My bronze for him was Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, you did.
I love that. Well, I think it's when you think of Leo, that's one of the ones you see him as. I reckon that was one. I think it was his best acting role.
He did play it well.
My silver is Blood Diamond.
Oh, I love that movie.
Phenomenal
I haven't
movie.
been able to bring myself to watch it.
I reckon Blood Diamond's my gold for Leo Cobber.
Really?
Yeah, my personal gold. Because I'd go, my bronze would be The Revenant. And then
Oh, that's an awesome.
You know, I
Revenant.
could never get into it.
I
Never
love
watched
The
it.
Revenant.
I thought that was. That's not even on my list. I reckon they just gave him the Oscar for that because he deserved it so many of the other years that he didn't get it.
I can remember walking out of that film thinking, just wow.
Blood Diamond.
No, The Revenant.
Oh, The Revenant.
I
Very,
really
very
did.
good
I was
movie.
like blown away.
Yeah, very good. Tom Hardy was good in it as well. So was The Bear.
The Bear.
The Bear was good.
They reckon The Bear.
Don't go into it.
The Bears do.
Did a bit of pegging.
Bears might have done some bad things to Leonardo.
But didn't they show that in the movie?
Not they showed the sort of.
Oh, they didn't. Yeah, because even I knew that the bear did.
Was it
bad
the
stuff.
same bear from Cocaine Bear, Cobber?
Yeah, I think it was high as a kite. It had moved away from cocaine onto the harder stuff like meth.
Well, oh god, what was your goal?
Gold is Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, that was your goal. See, I'll quickly do my list. Bronze was Wolf of Wall Street. Silver was Inception, and then my personal favorite, gold, Shutter Island.
Shutter Island, you love that.
I love Shutter Island.
Yeah.
You never got into it?
No, I didn't.
I think it's one of the greatest twists at the end.
See, Cobber, mine was, I went the Revenant bronze. Gold was, as you said earlier, which one was that?
Wolf or Blood Diamond?
Blood Diamond. But my silver, Cobber, is Gangs of New York with
Oh,
Daniel Day-Lewis.
wow.
I love that movie. That's one of the best ensemble casts I've ever seen.
And I've mentioned these guys before, but honestly, people, if you want to read something that's amazing and something to talk about with people at the bar and amaze them, just type in Sydney Ducks. Right? Just do it. Read about this gang of people from Sydney who basically descended on San Francisco, and the movie you just spoke about there,
Gangs of New York.
The Gangs of New York was based off the Sydney Ducks.
Oh wow, that's phenomenal.
Good movie.
Jack, I believe you're doing a blind draft.
I am doing a blind draft.
What
for
is
you
the
guys.
topic this
All
week?
right. And also Daniel Day-Lewis, just a quick shout out. That character of Bill the Butcher is easily one of my favourite villains of all time.
Great film.
You could put him up there with anyone. Okay, blind draft. We're doing greatest actors today.
Yep.
So here we go.
Oh, is this great? Just any actor, any generation?
Just greatest actors all time.
I'll put the list down.
So
for you.
so you know it's going to be a tough crew. All right, first one I've gone with Jack Nicholson.
He's got to be in the top 3.
I got him 4.
Ooh.
Do you reckon?
Oh no,
I'd
I'm a 2 or 3.
I'd put him 3.
Okay, 3.
Let's 3.
I'm happy
Okay.
with 3.
Sorry?
You keep track for us, Coop Dog.
I will.
Trish
No, I'm doing
is.
it.
Oh, yep. Never mind. Okay, next one. Morgan Freeman.
Is he better than Jack Nicholson?
I don't think so.
You know what? He kind of plays the same role.
I put him 5.
You can't say that. I would say. I'd say 4.
It's just late. Some of the movies come out with recently, they've slipped a little bit into B movies.
I'd
Things
happily-
like Bucket List.
What do you think?
I'll
Trish?
go 4 or 5.
Las
so I'll
Vegas.
go with whatever you feel.
Well, Dad said 5. I said 4. So you were the deciding
I'm
one.
going to go 5.
Okay,
Yeah, 5.
so I'm happy.
All right, next one. Harrison Ford.
Yeah, see,
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 4.
I don't think he's better than Jack Nicholson.
Oh, see, I'm looking at his old stuff, like when he's the
Indiana Jones.
No, I've
Star
never seen
Wars,
that.
Han Solo.
No, I'm actually thinking more about, when he's the lawyer and he's framed and he's running away.
Oh, yes.
Well, there's the one where he is framed for his wife's murder.
Fugitive.
And then there's one where he's political and he has to go on the run.
Yes. The one. Airport.
No, he does some good.
Did we all say 4?
4.
Well, if you two do, that makes sense.
He's good in Witness too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next one. I've gone with Sean Penn.
Oh,
he's good. No, Sean Penn's an exceptional
better than
actor.
Jack Nicholson?
He's a pretty good actor.
Well, we locked in Nicholson.
Well, he has to be 2 anyway.
Yeah, we'll just put him at 2 then.
2.
He's a great actor.
2.
Well, Sean Penn. He does really challenging and different roles.
Sure.
I've never liked him ever since that lady in Japan said I looked like him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she said I looked like Sean Penn. And then I looked up, and then my mate Hayward put up a picture, and I thought he was ugly as.
No, he's got cred.
No,
he's got cred.
Well, he's going to get another mention in the quiz, interestingly enough, a little later.
A question.
He's also owns the Manly Seagulls as well.
Yeah,
no,
sure.
wrong pen, babe.
Before... Yeah, hang your head in shame. Not on a daily show you haven't, Sean. Number 1, what are we thinking here? Well, who would we want?
Well, I don't know.
Who is your ideal?
Pulled it out of anywhere.
For me, I'm hoping Tom Cruise because I think he's a number 1.
Tom Cruise, Tom Hanks.
Or a Sylvester Stallone.
There's a lot.
No, not a Sylvester.
Sylvester Stallone.
No.
Talk about a bloke who
really let himself down.
Talk about a bloke that plays the same role all the time. He's always a boxer. Adrian.
No, he's not. He's been a
I love Pacino.
Or is De Niro? Anyway.
No, I prefer Pacino.
Okay.
It's just your opinion.
So you're right. You're locked in, guys?
Yep,
Yeah,
Sean Penn,
All right.
number 2.
Last actor. Kevin Spacey.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that
Well,
is.
he gets the number 1
I didn't know we could even
by
have
default.
him on the list.
I can imagine Daily Mail. John's family rates Kevin
you know
Spacey
what?
number 1.
Yeah.
Again,
Again,
purely from an acting perspective, when you think about the one where, he is a good actor.
yeah.
He mightn't be a great human being, but allegedly.
Hate the man.
But,
American Beauty, he was pretty incredible in that, and Usual Suspects.
Usual Suspects is the one I was thinking of.
Sensational.
Yeah.
Take a bow.
Yeah.
You old dirtbag. Now, Homeland Insecurity.
Yes.
This is where we talk about your little gripes that happen around the house. Can I just tip this off for a second? So I walked yesterday, opened the fridge. I was looking for some Vegemite on toast, and some moron had put Vegemite in the fridge.
Who?
Guys, well, that's what I'm looking for, a bit of honesty here. Guys, when you put Vegemite in the fridge, it becomes almost impossible to spread. It actually becomes like steel. So thank you,
Yeah,
guys.
it has to be
Cooper?
Cooper. I don't know
Yeah,
anyone
totally
else that
It
eats.
wasn't me. I swear on my life. I haven't had Vegemite. I don't eat breakfast at home because I got to. Unlike
Yeah,
you
no, well,
guys,
you don't
I'm
have to have
actually.
Vegemite
By
for
the
breakfast.
time the sun gets up, I'm gone because I work in breakfast radio.
Yeah, we know.
We've heard that.
Yeah,
Jesus.
but that's why I don't eat breakfast at home because I don't want to come upstairs.
There's
and wake
only
you up.
one person I'm looking at, and she's wearing green.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
no
know
one else.
that's
She-Hulk.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk. Because you're wearing green.
It is a lovely
I
shade of
will
green.
say though, I don't even know if that's completely accurate because Dad putting Vegemite on toast, we don't even have bread. I can't remember the last time we had
No.
bread.
We
at
did.
home.
Well, the other week we bought some fresh bread. There's a new bakery, and we bought
Swedish bakery.
a Swedish bakery. We got some
Talk about
sourdough.
people that the grocery shopping in his house is horrendous. That's a whole nother issue that we'll get to one day. But
Actually, yeah, that's
Well,
a
I'm
fair
sick of
call.
throwing out food.
don't
so.
you? How
Hey, Coop, do you remember our school lunches back in
What?
back in primary school? We
What were
had, honestly, I reckon.
You
for
never
about
had sandwiches?
6 years straight. It was a bread roll, this tiny little bread roll with one piece of salami in it. That was our lunch.
Yeah,
every
you
lunch.
did have, yeah,
you,
that's
you were
right.
pretty bad.
Yeah, very small bread rolls.
They
like
were
they
those
were tiny.
nice soft, ones.
Yeah, yeah, and
Oh,
then
why didn't you say you wanted more?
Trish, I was that malnourished as a
yeah, that's
under-
why we never made it.
Because
Yeah.
I remember that, like I used to make you wraps as well.
Yeah, yeah, and this was Trish's thing: a La Snack, an Uncle Toby's chocolate chip bar,
Yeah.
and then a mini bread roll.
But it wasn't-
and that was
it
to
wasn't-
last us 7 hours.
It was those muesli choc chip ones, and for years.
Yeah, mate, I don't know how we survived.
Yeah, neither do I.
I actually
Well,
don't.
use your voice, speak, and request what you
Well,
want.
Wow, Trish, of all people to ask.
we would have spoken up if it wasn't such heavy discipline in our house for talking back to our parents.
True.
You know what?
That belt.
I'm an Italian woman. If you told me you needed more food, man, that would have been.
Nah, you're not the typical stereotype. Like, you don't overfeed. Like I've said 100 times on this before, you you always get your portions wrong with dinner too.
True.
You're an underfeeder, and then you
Or over.
And then when we say, "Hey Trish, you got the portions for dinner wrong tonight," she goes, "Well, I hate leftovers." That's the most un-Italian thing I've ever heard in my life.
I don't hate leftovers. You people won't eat them.
Hang on a second. What did I just do up there? I finished off a delicious veal schnitzel and
From
the rest of that
last night.
salad. There you go. In your face, She-Hulk.
What's a She-Hulk?
They did a TV
It's not
series.
nice, is it?
They did a TV series like the Hulk, but it was a She-Hulk.
Oh, Hulk.
Yeah, like
I thought it was Hulk, like a hog, like a pig.
Nah. All right, what about another one? While we're on Vegemite in the fridge, I don't know who did it. I apologise if it was me. It wasn't. Does sauce go in the fridge? Tomato and barbecue sauce? Because
I do.
I do, actually.
Jack?
For me, you know what? I don't mind it in the pantry. I don't mind it in the pantry. I think if it goes in the fridge, the tip of it can get way too hardened.
True, Dad.
And then it can
Yeah,
screw
but that's
it
why
around.
you should clean it after every use.
Yeah,
With
you talk to anyone,
paper
Trish, in the
towel.
world that does that. I reckon if we get feedback, I'd love to hear the
you know
feedback
what?
of people who clean the
I've
nozzle.
never met a bloke that.
Well, do you know what? I'm
cleans
going to
it.
say your beautiful girlfriend, Jem, I saw her rinse it under the tap the other
She
day.
lives in a
No, she
freaking
didn't.
simulation.
Yeah, she does. A sim world.
She has no
Welcome
idea
to the
what
real world, Jem.
Yeah,
Oh, is it time for the quiz?
sure.
Okay, you're going to work as a team on this.
Sure.
Now, this is guess how long they were married.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, we got it.
Madonna and Guy Ritchie.
2 years.
Are we all together
You
or
need to do
individually?
it together.
Oh, what do you reckon?
Oh,
Discuss.
Madonna and Guy Ritchie.
Actually, you know what? Time flies. I reckon probably 4 years.
I didn't even know they were married, so we're gonna these
It
old
tur-
references are gonna
It
be
turned
hard.
really ugly. She sledged him about something, and he said, "Sleeping with Madonna's like cuddling into gristle."
Oh,
Oh, God.
well, is that because she's too muscly? That's not a bad thing.
Maybe not.
I'm going to go, Cobb, let's go 3. Let's meet the halfway.
halfway. Yeah, I'll
Okay,
go.
way off, guys. 8.
8 years.
Yeah, they were together a long time.
Shit.
Sting and his wife introduced them at a dinner party.
Oh, damn you, Sting.
Okay, same woman, Madonna and Sean Penn.
This one lasted 2 years, maybe 18 months. I reckon 2 years.
Yeah, I'll go with you, Cobber. 2 years.
Okay.
Wrong.
Yeah.
Well, 2 out of
4
3.
years.
It's 4 years.
Oh.
Yeah. And some of these I'm a bit questionable because they're actually talking about when they actually got divorced. You know, they could have separated before. So
far,
I would have
you-
accepted 3
Yeah,
as well.
so far you're off by about 50%, Cobber. So whatever you're going to choose, just go double.
Double
I
it.
will
Well,
say. I hope there's some more like modern marriages that I
There is,
actually lived
Cooper.
through because I'm not into it right now.
So I
Okay.
heard a story of why it didn't last.
Who, Sean Penn and Madonna?
There's the watch.
again.
Oh, that's the first time I've actually heard it.
They say one of the fundamental things why it didn't work was that Madonna was always looking for the paparazzi. He was always trying to run from it.
Oh.
There was an interesting match in the time.
Put on a shirt, eh?
No, do you know what I mean, though?
No,
Like
she was
yeah,
looking for the attention. He was trying to stay away from it. That's
Yeah.
never going to last when two people want two different things.
exactly.
Look, you go marriage counsellor.
Well, that's the thing. When you live through a lot of stuff like that, you start to understand the human brain. And
Pies
you have to
versus
understand
pies
that
versus
people.
That's why
Pastors.
Cooper is on his own.
Yeah.
Oh, Trish.
He's a single man.
Okay. Thanks. And,
Thanks,
and
Mum.
look at me. I'm so happy.
Okay, Kim Kardashian.
joke.
This will be more your speed, Cooper. And Kanye.
Oh, that was a
long?
while because they had kids.
It's
Yeah.
had to be 10 years, I reckon.
I reckon I was going to say
7.
3, so I'll go 6.
Yeah, my first thing was 6, and then I thought 7. Why don't we go?
Give me an answer.
I'll have.
We've been short selling them. I think maybe 10.
I was going to go 3. I'm going to take your advice. I'm going to go 6.
We all got to agree on one.
Okay, well, you're the decider.
I'll say 8.
Yeah, I'll meet halfway and go 8.
Yeah.
7.
Oh, we should have went half
You said-
again.
I know.
Should have went half again.
Okay, a bonus point if you can tell me where they got married.
Oh no! How are we going to know?
Oh,
that?
it was a big do.
Give us a continent, Trish.
Italy.
Oh, well,
Oh, Italy.
they got Lake Como,
Positano.
No,
Venice.
Florence.
Oh,
Awesome. Thanks for that.
Wow.
Okay.
What a holistic family.
What Kim Kardashian and Chris Humphries. Remember the basketballer?
yeah,
she
yeah.
was
Oh,
Are we doing all?
Jamie Humphries.
I believe Jamie Humphries, good looking bloke for the Assassin Rabbitohs. I will say, I believe this was one of the shortest marriages ever. I'm going to say.
probably not ever, but
I'm going to say
certainly short.
40 days or
Yeah, I'm
something
with you. I'm going to go.
I'll go 40 days.
like that. Off the top of my head, I believe it is.
Should we double it? Should we 50% it? Or?
No. I think it's 40.
Do you know what? You
That
could
was-
be right, but they actually filed for divorce after 72 days. Oh. So they may have split at 40 days.
Let's put money on it, Cooper. After 40 days, they probably knew it was going to be over.
Yeah.
One would hope that they'd have realised that when they were going out. If they were
Well, sometimes love is a crazy thing. And you just don't know what
can be a real son of a bitch sometimes.
You don't know what
Suddenly
you want.
their farts started smelling bad, whereas before it was like a sweet perfume.
Yeah, you couldn't have said it better myself.
You've lost me there.
Yes.
Yours have always smelled like a fucking dump.
Did you need to swear?
Sorry. It's just for effect.
Okay, this one's Tom Cruise.
Just trying to be cool.
The last one's Tom Cruise.
So
God, that hopeless womanizer.
Isn't that the worst insult ever when when you're trying to show off as a kid and you say something that everyone laughs and then your parent or someone will go, stop trying to be cool?
You know,
I used to hate.
No, you hated stop showing off in front of your friends.
Yeah, that used to send me over the edge. I used to, that would get me so angry. I'd go to my room and I'd slam the door and I'd be given the finger to the door and I'd scream into my pillows.
You used to do that a lot.
I used to scream at my pillow and act like, that's it, I'm going to kill everyone.
Whoa.
But not in that.
Okay.
Now, Cooper was an angry child.
Yeah.
If he got the shits, man.
Let me into that sim world.
Yeah.
Okay, Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. How long do you reckon?
Oh, I reckon they were.
They're not.
I reckon they were about 9 years.
You reckon?
Yeah, I reckon about 9 years.
They have little ones running around?
No, they adopted two children.
They didn't. Oh, yeah.
Let's go 7 years.
Okay.
So you reckon they're the same as Kim and Kanye?
Yeah.
Just trying to think how long that contract was for.
Oh.
No, I'll say. Okay, I'm happy. I'll go
7. 12, isn't it?
It was essentially just short of 10 years because there was quite an article about it that he divorced her prior to 10 years, allegedly. It was recorded. So that there was no it would have changed the payment or divorce settlement sort
just
of
the
situation.
number would be sufficient.
Okay. Well, I mean, my source said 10 years, but I remember from the time it was just before 10 years.
Great.
So 9 to 10 years.
Great.
Okay.
Good.
Is it done?
Now, what about Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes?
Is this the
last one?
Yeah.
Thank you, God.
Oh, so this is the one where this is the Oprah one, hey, Trish.
That's exactly
So
right.
he went
Remember?
up and down,
and they had
yellow.
a child together.
Yeah, I'll say 11 years.
What? So you think they were together longer than he and Nicole?
No, sorry, I meant 7 years.
I'll go 7 with you then, Colber.
I'll say 5, but we have to go 7.
Why'd you go 7? Why'd you go for
You're so interesting because it was 6, right in between both of you.
Oh, wow.
But again, this is when they divorced. So you know what? 5 is probably accurate.
Wow, perfect. And we'll be back with Cooper's quiz next week. So that's
Do you reckon?
Take the reins back.
Okay, here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Meghan and Harry. I reckon they won't last another 12 months. What's your thoughts on that?
Why 12 months from now, Colber? Because they've gone through a pretty hard patch already.
Yeah, I just have. I
just don't know why you would wish that, Matt. And I get the sense from you that you're wishing that. They have 2 small children. Why would you wish that?
Why would you wish that on
That's
someone?
just ill-meaning.
Guys, I'm not wishing it. I'm making a basic observation. I've been around the block a few times. I can see a marriage that's struggling. I can see a marriage that's about to come to an end. I can see him about to try to reunite with his family in the UK. I can see him going to move back there soon, and she won't want to move there. Then they'll divorce.
Hey,
and you know what? I wish the kids all the very best. Hope a bright future. As long as they're happy.
Quick question. You know how they're separate from the royal family now, or whatever it's called? They've been severed.
Extradized.
Ostracised.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ostrich. Can you possibly come back to that after? So say they divorce. Can Harry now opt back in?
Into the royal family themselves? I don't know.
I think they
I don't think so. I don't think so.
He must be going, what have I done?
Because remember the king, Elizabeth's dad's brother, who would have been the next cousin in line.
Yeah.
No, he would have been the next in line. That's why she gained it so at such a young age when her father died. Otherwise, it would have gone to the brother. But he had engaged in a relationship with an American divorcee.
Oh, jeez.
And so they...
that's in the King's Speech, isn't it, Trish?
That's exactly right. So they...
hey, you two dickheads, all right? Listen up because it's an important part of our history, all right, Colber?
Yeah.
Not our history.
I think once you're out, I don't know that there's an
Okay.
end.
Okay. Question.
Yeah.
Do you think the marriage will last?
Circling back, I think it will, because I think they've gotten through so much hardship now just to get through to the other side of the mountain. And then what? They're just going to jump off?
Yeah.
I think he needs the stability. And I think he's found that with her. You know, whatever other things you might think about her, I think he's found this stable family life that he's
that cooking show for her was a bludgeon.
And here's the thing, Dad. We don't know what it's like behind closed doors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We don't know what it's like behind closed doors. A lot of people from the outside think you and Trish are happy.
Yeah.
It's true. And you're right, I don't. But when you're in a bad marriage, you sense other bad marriages.
That is true. Yeah.
Hey, there's the door.
Don't worry.
Take your shoes with you, mate. Your smelly shoes.
Tinia.
Recommendations, guys?
Google this article. I read it in the paper earlier in the week. It's titled "The Vet, the Pet Detective, and a Legal Battle." Crazy. Did you know that there literally is such a thing as a pet detective? If your pet, you suspect if it goes missing or you suspect it's been stolen, there is such a thing as a pet detective.
Like Ace Ventura.
Yeah,
I did not know it was
that.
a real thing. There is. Because the police really don't take it on board. It's not there.
I'd like to be a pet detective.
You would be a great pet detective.
God, I love animals, honestly.
I don't reckon Dad would, because I feel like he would always suspect that something something was bad.
Right.
Like it'd never be innocent until proven guilty. It'd be guilty until proven innocent.
Well,
Sorry, I swallowed a fly.
That's a very
No need to get emotional, mate. It's just a job.
Sorry, I just swallowed a fly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's look at it the other way. You know, a couple of weeks ago, you at 4:00 in the morning went driving the streets for 2 hours for our neighbour's dog that they couldn't find.
He said that
they suspected.
I go for walks. I've been going for walks by myself just so I could run into people's dogs and give the dog a cuddle.
Because we haven't
People
actually.
are looking at me weird, like
People will be thinking you're the weirdest bloke.
Yeah, they're thinking, here he comes again.
Yeah.
Because we haven't actually spoken about it.
The dog
on
perv.
the podcast that we lost Charlie before Christmas because
Yeah.
it's been far too painful for us.
Yes.
So I think we're at a stage now where we probably can. Yeah.
Are you sure?
But
His,
we miss it every single day.
we do.
But
We do. And it's just, you can't fill that hole.
No.
Can't fill that hole. So we're going to look to maybe, at the end of the year, maybe, get in touch and get ourselves a new little mate.
yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, that's good. That's positive. I think that's good for the household.
So will the marriage, one more, need a definitive answer. Meghan Markle and Harry, will it, Jack, to you? You got a good sense. Will it last?
I think it's gone too far now. I think there's too many bridges burnt and there's too much decimation behind the relationship. I think there's going to keep on keeping on, Cobber.
Oh, they'll keep going.
Yeah.
I think it's too far gone. I think if he turns back now, I think it just looks stupid.
Well, let's get in touch with Sportsbet. I wonder if it'd be interesting. They have a market on most things.
I've got a question. Do the betting agencies
Bet on divorce?
have a market on, for example, Daly Cherry Evans, who he might sign with or whether he'll retire?
No, because
is there a market?
I think there's too much conflict. I think because there's too many parties that can have a say on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's too many people with the knowledge. They really trimmed things back. Years ago, Centrebet lost obscene amount of money on David Fairley winning the Rothmans medal because it got out. And it was like everybody knew, but they were still taking money. They lost a fortune on it.
Yeah, I know.
It's like
and that's also why we can't bet on Daly M's anymore.
Oh, Daly M? Can't you do it
Can't.
at the beginning of the year?
No, you can't bet on it anymore.
Oh, no.
No.
Yeah, so with the Daly situation, sometimes they'll have novelty markets where the most you can have on is $50, but they wouldn't bother. There's too many people to be in the know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Righto, guys.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Thanks,
Thank
Cooper.
you for listening.
And backstage podcast, Cooper.
Yep.
We've got we're going to, in the not too distant future, we're going to have Daly Cherry Evans on the show.
But let's not say it too early because he does owe me one for emceeing his wedding.
Yep.
But he could very easily pull out on us. So let's not hook and tease it yet.
Okay.
But thanks for doing that. But what we do have a very special one for you next week. Don't reveal too much. It's going to be a little bit different to what we usually done. But stay tuned for it. Keep an eye out.
And keep an eye out for some bonus episodes too, hey, Jack.
Word. All you need to know is there's content coming. So you keep tuning in, you keep subscribing because we'll knock them up. We'll put them up, you knock them down, something like that.
And we've got a couple of surprises for Magic Round as well.
I go to the toilet, look down at the bowl, and you know what I see there? content.